welcome back to my channel. I'm Sasha. Today's video is gonna be a story time because I feel like I dyed my hair. I bleached it. It's blonder. But today's video is gonna be a story time. I feel like I haven't sat down and told you guys a story in a long time. So sorry, oh my god. That tasted like tortillas too. Ew. I've been meaning to tell this story for so long, but I haven't. And today I am finally sitting down and telling you the story about the guy I dated that ended up being a fuckboy. Let's go. I feel like I haven't told this story to a lot of people, so this story is gonna be kind of discombobulated. Also, this guy that this is about is gonna watch this and he's gonna text me and confront me about it and not gonna be happy about it. But hey, if you don't want to be in a story time, then don't be a fuckboy. This story was a long time ago, okay? I had just moved to America. If you guys don't know, I am from Sweden. I'm born and raised in Sweden, and I moved to America, Michigan, when I was 16, I think. I moved here, I started as a sophomore in high school, and as I started as a sophomore in high school, I came to this new ass school, I didn't know anybody, and I kind of caught eyes for this one boy. Now, I guess he kind of caught eyes for me too, and we started hanging out as a group together, and we just kind of like started talking, you know? And to give you kind of like a background on this guy, he was a very like goody two-shoes guy. He was very like innocent and sweet, and just, I thought he was super cute. He was like, you know, like tall, and I'm tall, and athletic, and I'm athletic, and you know, I just really like this boy, and we're gonna name him Simon for this video. And him and I started hanging out in like big groups of people, and like, you know, we were playing truth or dare, and like whatever, just like dumb high school shit. And I sat with him at lunch every day, and you know, I really liked this guy, and I guess he really liked me too. I had just come to the United States, so I kind of was new to everything, and I didn't really know a lot about him, but a lot of my friends that I just met at the time were like telling me constantly, like, Sasha, you need to watch out for Simon, like he's really shady, and like he's really not a good guy, and like you should probably like not talk to him, and like la la la, telling me all these stories about him. And I am one of those people that I need first-hand experience, I need hands-on experience with somebody or something before I can make a conclusion. I'm not one to make conclusions over somebody else's experience. So I really didn't take these stories or these warnings by my friends really seriously, which I should have. Let me tell you, bitch. Red flag numero uno. Nummer ett. Hello. More of the time goes on, and he is just getting kind of weird. And by being like weird, I mean like he would just kind of like not respond to my texts. He would act really weird when I would like walk with him to places in our school, or like, I don't know, just like acting weird. You know, when you're like, we weren't in a relationship, but like when you're with somebody and you can just tell that they don't want to be with you, and it's like one-sided as fuck. That's how I was feeling with Simon. So I kind of just started being like, oh fuck, like this is kind of weird. I started overcompensating, and I texted this guy so much, and I wanted to hang out with him all the time, and he kind of just always had excuses. So one more thing you need to know about Simon, he played a sport. Should I say the sport? Fuck it, I'll just say the sport. He played basketball. And he was a really good basketball player. I don't really know nowadays. I don't really give a fuck. But he was a really good basketball player, and I really enjoyed it because I'm really athletic and he was really athletic. But bitch. So all in all, him and I were a thing, and then he started acting weird, and I started overcompensating and being like, kind of just like pushing on him maybe more to like hang out and whatever. And we weren't dating, just kind of like hanging out casually. His mom and dad were really strict, so they wouldn't want me like over late at night, or like they wouldn't, you know, just like really strict and religious, which I mean, I respect it, obviously, I don't really care, but he, I guess, was kind of like a Red Bull for me because he thought that I was a rebel. We were finally walking to the cafeteria one day, and he had been kind of like, you know, didn't want to talk to me, and, you know, didn't want to like, hang out as much and didn't respond to my texts as much, and like, you know, all that kind of stuff where you kind of feel like a person is sliding away from you. And so I was walking to him to the cafeteria one day, and he said to me, I need to talk to you. And I kind of like, in my head, obviously I'm not stupid, I figured he was gonna end things. So I was like, okay, what's up? Like, what's good? You know, because I'm not one to, like, if you need to deliver like bad news to me, just fucking say it. I don't need to just sugarcoat it. I can take it. I'm a big girl. And so he's like, no, never mind. Like, well, it was nothing. And I was like, no, fucking tell me. Like, what do you want? And he's like, no, nothing. And I was like, okay, that's weird. And so he kind of just ran off. So I was kind of weirded out by that situation, and I kind of was like sensing what was coming, you know? So I walk downstairs, whatever, I get my food, whatever, and I go to the table to sit where he is at, because I used to sit at his table every day, because we were kind of like a thing, you know, I wanted to hang out with him and his friends and whatever, and when I got there, he wasn't there. So I kind of was like, oh, something is up. But I kind of just like oversaw that. I went and sat at another table and just like didn't really think about it anymore. And then I get home that night and I get a text on my phone. And I really wish I had that phone now, but I got a new phone, so I don't have those texts anymore. But the premise of what he texted me was like, I need to break up with you because I need to focus on basketball. Homie. Sweet angel baby, what the fuck do you mean by that? Which, I mean, yes, if you really want to focus on your sport, I'm not gonna stand in the way, but that was just the worst excuse, and I didn't know it at the time, but now I do. Bitch, you've been lying. Yeah, I didn't know at the time that that was a bullshit excuse, but at the time I was kind of like, oh yeah, I get it, whatever. So we ended things, all was good. I didn't freak out at him, I kind of just was like, oh, okay, like that's fine. Thinking that we could like hang out or something, because we didn't actually date. We kind of just like hung out and whatever, and he was kind of a pussy, so he didn't really want to like ask me out. So whatever, I didn't really take much offense to it, because like life moves on, everything is amazing. I still, you know, continue to go to the school that I went to. I had a lot of fun, and I thought that me and this guy, Simon, were still gonna be really good friends. I was wrong. So at the time, I was really close friends to Simon's best friend. We're gonna name him Clark. Oh my god. We're gonna name him Clark. Clark and I were really close, and Simon and Clark were best friends. So I kind of just like went to school, whatever, and I went up to Clark and I was like, hey dude, what's up, you know, like hanging out as usual, nothing was weird. And I see Simon in the hallway and I'm like, hey dude, what's up? And he's acting weird. All right? So at first I kind of just was like, okay, whatever, like maybe he's just weird because we just like ended things, whatever. But time went on and went on and went on and went on. And he was still being weird. He didn't want to talk to me. He didn't want to interact with me. He didn't want to be seen with me. If I literally was sitting like in the same setting as him and was like, hey Simon, will you pass me the salt? He would pretend not to hear me. He didn't want to interact with me. He didn't want to do shit, okay? And then, okay, I found out a lot of lies that he had been telling about me. And about things that he'd been telling me were lies. Does that make sense? I found out a lot about him in these months that we just had like ended things or like broken up, that he'd been lying to me about. So basically just like small shitty things where I realized like, oh, he's a compulsive liar. But then I was hanging out with Clark one day and I was like, yo, like how was Simon? Like how was basketball? Like he told me that he broke up with me because of basketball, and Clark was like, that's weird because Simon told me he broke up with you because he didn't have feelings for you. And I confronted Simon about it, and Simon said, no, that's such a lie, But then I kept, you know, asking people about it, and apparently Simon had been talking about me to a lot of people and told people that he didn't have feelings for me. So all in all, He'd been lying about a lot of dumb shit and been a compulsive liar, and I was kind of just like weirded out about like, what the fuck? Like, you can literally, if you don't have feelings for me, I won't get upset. If like, just tell me like my feelings faded, I don't have feelings for you, I literally won't be upset, you know? But he was being such a pussyfoot that he didn't want to tell me he didn't have feelings for me anymore, or whatever the fuck he did to break up with me, or why he wanted to break up with me. I still have no idea till this day, because he's still a compulsive liar. So life goes on, and I ask Clark to hang out a lot, Simon's best friend, because I really did think of him as like a really, really good friend at the time. And every single time that he would hang out with Simon, he would make up a shitty excuse as to why he couldn't hang out with me anymore, and then I would find out that he hung out with Simon. So they both were kind of like compulsive liars, even though I think Simon kind of like told Clark to tell me those things. But still, it's a shitty fucking move, dude. Please don't lie. It just makes you kind of like a pussy. Months go on. I feel super, super bad about myself. Simon made me feel really, really shitty. He talked a lot of shit about me all the time to Clark and to other people, that I was annoying, which, yeah, I am annoying, but like, why you gotta talk shit, bruh? Like, saying I was annoying, saying that shit I did was like super like lame, or like super annoying, or like I could literally go sharpen my pencil in class and I'd hear him talk shit about it the next day. Like little fucking minuscule things, and he would just like be upset about it, or like talk shit about it. Like he wanted a reason to be mad at me. Like, the fuck? I hate people that talk shit. I think it's so stupid. Just fucking tell me to my face and we'll fight about it. But don't talk about me to other people. It just makes you a pussy, and it just makes you kind of lame, and you know, like, is this fucking third grade? Yeah, he kept on talking shit to me. He wouldn't talk to me, even if I literally like was like, yo, Simon, like, what page are we on? He would pretend not to hear me, or he would like look at me and then not respond. He literally didn't want to like even see me at this point, which made me so annoyed, because fuck, bitch, like, are you really that like insecure? And like months and months and months go on about this. I stopped talking to Simon and Clark. I think they're both kind of idiots at this point, and Clark didn't stand up for me or anything. I mean, I get it, Simon is his best friend, but when you're being that irrational and that mean to somebody for no fucking apparent reason, maybe you should have a little bit of an intervention between you and your best friend, but apparently not. Months and months and months go on, and I don't talk to either Simon nor Clark, and I end up transferring high schools, which is a completely different story that I'll, you know, make a story time about in the future, probably why I got expelled from my high school, whatever. And I don't talk to either of them for like a year. And the impression that I have of Simon and Clark is that they're both compulsive liars. They're both just really immature and can't handle their feelings. I'm not bitter. I'm just kidding. I'm fucking bitter. You guys are fucking pussies, and I don't like either of you. This might come off as really, really harsh, but you have to realize Simon was literally being so fucking mean to me. He would not respond to me if I have any questions. He would laugh at me. He would like, you know, just be really, really mean to me behind my back, and I did not appreciate it. At the same time, I was really good friends with Clark, his best friend, and he would never stand up to me or for me, and he would never tell me any of those things, and he was just kind of being mean too, and I had enough. And like, yeah, this video probably comes off as kind of a bitch move, but like, I had no idea what the fuck I even did to Simon. I did nothing, and I was treated like trash. He made me feel so invisible. So I was so depressed and sad for the longest time because of how I was treated, and I still had done nothing to this man. Like, it literally, like, so irrational behavior, and I was so depressed and angry, and like, yeah, that's why I'm making this video, because I was fucking mad and I was mistreated for no apparent reason. So like, yeah, bitch, Jesus Christ. I hadn't talked to Simon or Clark for a year, and I went to another school. I had another friend group. I just kind of forgot about them, all until I got a message from Simon on Facebook. I still have the conversation. He says, hey, I'm sorry for the way that I handled things before. I know it's been a long time since then, so it shouldn't matter, but an apology is better late than never, I guess. I hope you're doing well. And because he had been so fucking mean to me, so rude, so immature, and, you know, straight up fucking rude to me, I responded with, don't worry about it, haha, we were kids. Which I still stand by this day. I mean, yeah, we were sophomores in high school. It didn't really matter back then. And like, yeah, he was really fucking mean and talked a lot of shit about me for no fucking apparent reason. But I was kind of just like, whatever, we'll let it go. We were kids. You were immature. He says, that's for sure, ha. Anyway, I hope everything's good with you. If you ever want to have an interesting convo and catch up as old friends, just hit me up. And if you're wondering why I'm just now reaching out to you, it's just always bugged me how immature I was. You're preaching to the choir, bitch. So I say, yeah, I can see that, but it's fine, dude. Don't worry, haha. And he goes, alright, fine, I won't worry, haha. So then the conversation goes on and on. He tries to make conversation. I'm really responding to him kind of short because I don't fucking want to talk to him. So this conversation happened back in September. So in January of this year, he sends me, hey, obviously it's been a while, but it'd be nice to talk to you right now. And so I'm like, oh, that sounds kind of urgent. Maybe I should talk to him. You know, I'm a very sympathetic person, and if anyone is in trouble or like mental distress or whatever, I will always be there no matter how much they've wronged me. So I text him and he asked me how I've been, and I say, good, you know, I haven't talked to you in so long. How have you been? And he literally just spills his heart out to me about his relationship and how his girlfriend isn't, you know, this and that and whatever. And for privacy reasons, I won't really discuss that online because that's not really my tea to spill. But he did come for me, or to me, for advice about his relationship, and I kind of was really confused as to why he did that. We kind of just like end the conversation and whatever, and he asks me if we can hang out and talk about it in person. And at the time I was at my friend's house when I was texting him, and I was like, sorry, I'm hanging out with my friends, you know, I really don't like have time tonight. And he was like, oh, that's fine, then maybe some other day. And I was like, yeah, sure. But he keeps on going with it. He asks me all the time to hang out, and after a while I kind of just like said no all the time until finally I kind of was like, sure, let's all hang out. I was hanging out with my friends that he knew from my old high school, and I invited him to come. Long story short, he didn't show up. I kind of was just like, oh, that's typically Simon. Like, he like says he's gonna do something and he doesn't. Like, he never holds promises, but like that's just how Simon is. I guess he never really changed. So in conclusion, so far, he was in love with me, then broke up with me and lied about the reason, then talked shit about me for a year, then came back with a lame ass excuse as to why he hasn't talked to me, and an apology, or an attempt to an apology I should say, and then asked me for advice on his relationship, then tried to fuck me by asking if we can hang out time after time, as to which I said no, then ditched on me again. Now, here is the finale of the fuck boy story time, alright? On Friday, April 6th, 7:04 p.m., he texts me, hi, I know this is totally out of the blue, but would you consider going to the blank prom with me as friends? It'd be with a group of blank, 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 and all of them. This is the most informal invitation ever, but I'm just putting the idea out there, and please don't feel pressure if that's not something you want to do. And so at this point, I kind of just saw that text and I was like, wow, that's really sweet. You know, maybe he has changed. Maybe he's not like a really compulsive liar anymore. Maybe he's grown up. Maybe he's not a fucking like a fuck boy anymore, you know? So I was kind of just like, you know, it's with my old high school friends. Him and I know each other, and maybe he's grown up. So yeah, absolutely. Why not? It's my senior year of high school. I would absolutely love to go. So I said, that'd be so fun. What day is it? And we discussed back and forth, and he kind of just like asked me to prom, and I said yes, and we made plans to go together. So I text him on April the 10th, and we had been texting back and forth about the prom colors and what we should wear and what date it is and all of this information about prom. And so I texted him and I said, hey, I'm coming home on Wednesday night and I have a show all through the weekend. I want to pick out the details next week. And he says, sounds good. And then I text him a week later and I said, all right, when do you want to meet? And then he says to me, okay, so I just found out that the tickets aren't even for sale anymore, I guess. swear, I realized I was wrong, bitch. So I said, that's okay, whatever. Like, I suspected that he was bluffing, that he was lying about this shit all along, that he was still a compulsive ass, bitch ass fucking liar and a fuckboy, and that he was going with somebody else and he didn't want to have the guts or the balls to tell me he was going with somebody else, and he was still a fucking compulsive ass liar and a bitch ass fuckboy. So I said, okay, well, I hope you get to go anyway. You know what I mean? Well, here's the icing on the cake, honey. I didn't go to prom with him, obviously, because he blew me off like a week before. And then I go onto my Instagram, scroll through my Instagram feed, you know, and I see a picture he posted of him and this bitch at that prom. So in conclusion, he was in love with me, broke up with me for God knows why, lied about why he broke up with me, literally bullied me and was so fucking mean to me for like 6 months, for like a whole fucking school year, I should say. Then I transfer high schools. He comes back to me with this lame ass excuse and apology as to why he was so fucking mean and immature. Then he comes to me for relationship advice, which I so kindly give to him. I gave my whole heart to him. I poured my heart out to him to make him happy. Alright? So then he tries to fuck me and hang out with him. I kindly decline. Then he asked me to prom and says that he's changed and whatever, and he's so happy to take me to prom, and you know, we should all just leave this in the past, what happened to us. Then he lies to me again and says tickets aren't available but goes with another bitch. So in conclusion, fuckboys will always be fuckboys. Sis, they never change. I know you're watching this, and yes, you're still a fuckboy. Yes, you're still a piece of shit, and I don't fuck with you. Maybe that's a little harsh. Actually, no, I don't give a fuck. I really don't, because you were literally so fucking mean to me and you apologized a year after over text, bitch. Never stick around for a fuckboy. Make a story time of them on YouTube and publicly embarrass them, even though you're not leaving any name in there, and I'm probably gonna try to get sued from this dude because he's probably gonna get pissed that I'm exposing his life and all of his fuckboy glory. But really, I don't give a fuck. Like I said in the beginning of this video, if you don't want to be in a story time, don't be a fuckboy. That was it for today's story time. I hope you guys liked it. I haven't made a story time in so long, and I'm really fucking angry right now because he really pisses me off. Sis, please don't fuck with a fuckboy. They're all awful. They never change, and don't deal with it. You guys are all queens. Don't stay with that shit. I love you guys so much. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Turn my notifications on if you want to be notified whenever I upload. I am a demonetized queen that's trying to live. Please don't forget to follow all my social medias. They are linked down below. That's where I'm at if I'm not at YouTube. And I will see you in my next video. I love you guys so much. Bye. Kick like bicycle circus, flow, can't I do my thinking, dang it, till it's purple. All the whole of my circus.